CNN.
All right, so we just heard Mitt Romney give a rousing speech in Roanoke, Virginia. Now let's analyze a little bit of what he said. We have our CNN contributors here, Democratic strategist Maria Cardona and Anna Navarro, our Republican strategist. Welcome to you both.
Good morning, Carol.
Good morning. I must say, Anna, it was an uplifting speech. Mitt Romney certainly played the optimist.
Yeah, he's gotten the hang of this. I think these last speeches have really hit the mark. They've got the crowd up on their feet. They've got the crowd enthusiastic. It's exactly what he needs to do at these last few days of the campaign. Get his base enthused, get them out to work. It's all about the ground game right now. We're only 5 days away, but who's counting?
Oh, I am, believe me. Maria, it was an optimistic speech, but there was not much new. Perhaps the only new thing was the criticism of Mr. Obama's idea to create a Secretary of Business.
Yes, I agree, Carol, and I agree with Anna. I mean, it was an optimistic speech, and he is so much better now at personalizing his speeches. The problem is there's a big dissonance, Carol, between what he's actually saying and what his policies would actually do. I was glad to hear that he mentioned veterans, which he completely ignored and turned his back on during the convention speech. But he also really praised our men and women at NASA. He also did that in his convention speech. But if you look at what his budget and Paul Ryan's budget would do, it would absolutely decimate NASA. He also had a great story about a woman with a heart-wrenching story about a woman with a kid with Down syndrome. Well, guess what? If he repeals Obamacare, that child will be in danger because they will no longer be able to get insurance coverage because of that pre-existing condition. And single moms, yes, his heart goes out to single moms, but he also wants to take away their free preventive care. And single moms need it more than anybody else. So those are the policies that really don't jive with his positive words. And that's what the Obama campaign is going to point out.
Okay, Anna, care to rebut?
Oh, look, you know what? I think most of us are still reeling from Sandy. We have been, and in these last 2-3 days, staying away from these kind of attacks. I'm not sure Maria got the memo, but I did. And, I think that the tone that both Mitt Romney and President Obama have taken as they resume campaigning is one of offering their proposals, offering their ideas. And by the way, Carol, you're not going to get anything new. You don't get any new ideas 5 days out, 6 days out. It's not the time to be trying anything new. So we're basically going to hear the same stump speeches from President Obama and Mitt Romney between now and November 6th until our ears bleed. That's just what we've got to know is coming. I think it's
Carol. I want to be very clear. I want to be very clear that what I talked about was certainly not an attack. I was simply pointing out the dissonance and the fact that what his words are saying don't jive with what his policies would actually do.
My
and these
friend,
are the
if it
differences
sounds like
that
an attack
voters
and it looks like
actually
an
are looking
attack,
to
it's
hear.
an attack.
Okay, well,
let's
Let's center on Sandy for just a minute because, Anna, you brought it up. Mitt Romney began his speech by saying, please make a donation to the Red Cross. He made absolutely no mention of FEMA. And just yesterday, his campaign put out this message that he supports help that the government might provide to storm victims. So why not mention that statement in his speech today?
Again, Carol, because you're not going to get him to say anything that is controversial. I think he has clarified somewhat the statements he made about FEMA in that debate. And I can tell you, as somebody from Florida who has seen FEMA in action, I've survived many a hurricane here, and so have most Floridians. I've lived here for 32 years. The coordination that the federal government provides and the resources that they provide are essential in an emergency, in a crisis like this. And I think that, that it's something that he's understood. It seems to me he's no longer talking about privatizing FEMA, which is a good thing as a Floridian. It's something that I certainly appreciate.
Well, Maria, do you think he means it?
Well, I think what he means to do is to say anything that will get him elected, and he understands that what he said during the primary season about FEMA right after this horrific storm that has affected millions of people in terms of privatizing FEMA is hurting him. And so, of course, he's going to walk it back. But I think all voters know now that this is somebody who will say and do anything to get elected. He's clearly walked back a lot of his extreme positions. We have seen that in the last several weeks because he knows that if he holds to those extreme positions, which he had to embrace during the primary in order to get nominated, that it will hurt him with independent voters. So again, the dissonance between what he is saying now, what he has said in the past, and what his policies will actually do is something that voters are going to continue to hear about from the Obama campaign and their surrogates, as they should.